Taylor still had problems in her life, still had challenges, and she read much of the material from the Crimson-Circle, and she was beginning to understand how to accept all things. She was beginning to understand how to accept her human self, although for her this was very challenging. She felt the humanness of her was something to be ashamed of. She did not yet understand that her humanness was divine, that her humanness gave so much to the universe. Taylor began standing in the divine moment, although they were difficult and they were few and far between. She began taking a moment each day to stand in divinity, and she loved it dearly, and it felt so warm and golden. But then her guilt would get the best of her and pop her out of it and say she did not deserve it. But she continued each day and continued to learn. She continued to have challenges in her life. Ones of money and relationships and health and trust in herself. And these were very difficult, and there were times when she cursed spirit, and there were times when she said she would walk away from this new energy earth stuff because she didn't see it making a big difference in her life. There were times when she said, this is all just words. It is like the other words of the other beliefs of the other people of earth. It is all just words. It is all just a pacifier. There were times that she got frustrated. She came to a point in her life where she wanted to believe very deeply. She wanted to move to the next level, but she did not know how. She became so confused and so lost and so upset. And more than anything else, so betrayed. That one night, she simply collapsed on the floor and began sobbing. And said, I can go on no further. I do not know what to do, Spirit. I have called on you for guidance. I have called on my angels. I've called on my guides, and I do not know what to do. Taylor did not read so well the words that said, Spirit cannot do it for you, and your guides have departed. There was something inside of her that was trying to come forth, trying to talk to her, but it couldn't when she was out of her divine moment. It couldn't when she was worried about all of these things. But when she broke down upon the floor, sobbing, something happened. Something came forth. It was like a voice, not from the outside, but from the inside. It came forth and talked to her. And it said to her, I am grace. I am divine grace that exists within you. I will handle all things. I will balance all things. I will solve all things, but I come from within you, and my name is grace. She laid there for a long time, feeling this energy of divine grace from within her being. And somehow it felt right. She hadn't turned over herself and her problems to some entity, to some image of God that she did not know or understand. She turned it over to the grace that comes from within her being. From that day forward, she began to understand. She began to understand the power of grace, and that is what we will speak to you about tonight. The grace within you.